Here is a third example of solving a quadratic equation with the quadratic formula. Now I notice that I do not have standard form in my next function, so what I need to do is make sure I have standard form, and what I need to do is add that 20 back over, because you must have your function set equal to 0. It has to be set equal to 0 to solve. So now I have 1x squared plus a 12x plus 20, because I had to move that over, and that will now be set equal to 0. All right, so let's start identifying our a, b, and c, because those are what are going to be filled into our quadratic. So I have 1x squared, 12x, so that's my b, and 20, my constant, is my c. And so now let's fill out our parts here. B squared, or 12 squared, then we're going to subtract the number 4 times the number 1 for A and 20 for C. 12 times 12 is 144, and 4 times 20 is 80. Now 144 minus 80 is 64. I notice this is a perfect square, so we could factor this equation. And it actually might be quicker, but I still want to show you quadratic formula. So our x will equal opposite sign of what we had for our b. Opposite of positive 12 is negative 12, plus and minus the square root of 64. That discriminant we found is going to pop in inside that radical symbol. All divided by 2a. Well, what's 2 times 1? It's 2. Now let's simplify our square root. The square root of 64 is 8. Again, you might want to have a list off to the side. So 1 squared is 1, 2 squared 4. Notice how 8 squared is 64. So if I take the square root of this list, I get the number on the left, which is how I got 8. So that means we'll have two solutions. X could equal negative 12 plus 8, and then divided by 2. Or it could equal negative 12 minus 8, and then divide by 2. It actually is going to be both. So, and. I should have said and. Plus 12, or plus 8 and negative 8. You get two solutions. Negative 12 plus 8 is negative 4. And when we divide that by 2, a solution is going to be negative 2. Negative 12 minus 8 more is going to be negative 20. And then divided by 2 is going to be negative 10. So I want to show you by factoring, we could have gotten the same answers. So here's my check. We had x squared plus 12x plus 20. If you factor, what two numbers can multiply to make 20 and add to make 12? That's going to be a 10 and a 2. Well, you might be saying, well, how did you get negative 10 then for a solution? Well, when you factor, you have to set each factor equal to 0. And then when you solve for x, notice how you do get negative 10. And the same thing here for x plus 2 equal to 0. When you solve for x, you got to minus that 2 to the other side. So notice you could get the same thing by factoring.